Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. I hope you're all keeping well. And in today's video, the spanners are back out on the Rolls-Royce. But before we get into that, I've been sent some more number plates by my wonderful subscribers. So first of all, I want to thank Peter for sending me this amazing plate from California. Love that. I don't currently have a California plate, so that's going to go nicely on the wall. Then I've been having a chat online and a couple of messages from Duncan, and Duncan said he would send me this Texas number plate which is turned up, and I really like this plate. Again, I don't have any Texas plates, so that's fantastic, Duncan. Thank you very much. And then I got a message from a guy called Paul. Great name, by the way, Paul. Paul lives in France, but originally he lived in Canada. And he sent me this plate here from Manitoba. And the interesting thing about this, Paul has had this plate for 51 years. And he decided to send it to me. I feel really honoured to receive this from Paul. This plate went on his very first car, which was a 1974 Gremlin with a V8, of course. And yeah, so he's had that plate a super long time, and I just loved the features on here. It's got the buffalo on here, and it's got the 71, which is a nice number because that's the year that I was born as well. So I like that. It's fantastic. So not only has he sent me that, but he's then gone and sent me this plate as well from a vehicle that he bought a few years later in 1980. And he bought a 63 Pontiac Tempest Le Mans convertible. And yeah, he's had this plate ever since as well. So thank you very much, Paul, for sending these through. They're very unique to me, and I will look after these and make sure they go on the wall and they are proudly displayed. Thank you very much. Right, let's get into today's video. So you might remember I did some work on the front brakes quite a few episodes ago, and I changed the front flexi hoses. I did purchase the rear flexi hoses, of which there are 4, but I didn't get around to fitting them until now, because you might remember I was saying that they were in a bit of an awkward place under the car. So I've had a chat with my good friend who works in a garage where I take my car for tests, and he's arranged for me to be able to use the 4-post lift. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the car down to the garage, get the car up on the lift, and then by having those last 4 flexi hoses changed, I've got peace of mind that all the flexible hoses in the braking system have been replaced, which is part of what they call a hydraulic service on this Rolls-Royce. So grab yourself a cup of tea. Hope you enjoy the episode. Let's go. Right, we need to get the car out of the garage. I need to get some bits and pieces. I need to make sure I've got plenty of LHM fluid, liquid hydraulic mineral. It's French. And yeah, plenty of that stuff. And I get some clothes for working in and head over to the garage. Right, we've got our new parts, which I'll show you later on, and we've got plenty of LHM fluids. It's a special fluid that these Rolls-Royce take. this liquid hydraulic mineral. It's like a green fluid. So I've got a few tubs of that ready. So I've got this special filler tool here which has the special nozzle which goes into the reservoirs under the bonnet. I'll put a link to one of my earlier videos where you see me using this. I used this when I did the suspension spheres. I used this when I changed the front flexis. So if you're interested to see how this tool works, yeah, check out one of my earlier videos. But yeah, we've got that in the box ready. So we're ready to get over to the garage, I think. So yeah, we need to get round to the garage. It's about, well, it's the same garage that I went to get the car tested, and so it'll be about 12-13 miles or something like that to get round there. And yeah, like I said at the start of the video, they're so hard to get to, these flexi pipes, that I think it'll be a little bit easier on the lift. But I imagine that it might be a little bit tricky to film because we're going to have LHM fluid running down, and it's probably going to be quite messy as well. But I'll try and capture as much of it as I can, just to give you an idea of what's involved with changing those rear flexis. Right, we're not too far away from the garage now, so I'll see you in a minute when we're inside and we'll get cracking with this job. See you in a bit. Right, we've got the car in the garage and on the ramp, so before we send it up, we're going to depressurize the braking system. So we're going to put the ignition on, and we are going to pump the brake on and off until we get the brake pressure warning lights come on, and that will depressurize the system. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 65, 66, 67, 70. There we are. Took about 70 presses. Car's just been running for 20 minutes getting up here. So yeah, there we are. We've got the brake pressure now, so that should depressurize the system, ready to remove the pipes. Right, so here we are under the back of the car, and you can see why I've brought this in to do this on the lift, because I just cannot, it's really awkward to see laid on your back. These are the flexible pipes here that we're going to change. So you can see them there with the green band on, and they kind of loop around and then join onto the brake pipes at the top. So there's two on that side and there's two on this side. So I've just had a spanner on them all. They've all the unions seem to have cracked off, so that's a good start. So I'm going to get on and start taking these off now. Right, I've got one side done, so there's the new pipes all fitted nicely on this side. And I'll tell you what, if you're doing this yourselves, top tip, plenty of charge in the light. I ended up taking both of those pipes off, which was probably a mistake, because then you're rushing trying to do it without being covered in LHM, because it's drip, 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 drip. So when I come to do the next side, I'm going to do one at a time to try not to get covered in LHM. But yeah, they're on. So let's crack on and get these ones done now. Right, we've got one left now, and I just want to show you this. They're not the easiest thing to do this, because obviously there's two together and you're struggling to get spanners in. And then as soon as you slacken one off, it starts to drip. So what I've done is I've put a pair of more of these on the old pipe, and I'm going to take this end off, and then it shouldn't really drip out of the pipe until I start slackening the top one off, if that makes sense. But they're not easy, these, because you're challenged all the time with working around the other pipes. You're working around the bottom arms as well, and subframe, and what I'm doing there is I'm just trying to slacken that bottom lock nut off a little bit, just to give me a bit of movement on the pipe, because it's gone a bit tight, if you know what I mean. But you can see the problem I've got here is trying to get a spanner in, because the handbrake cables and things are in the way as well. Right, I've slackened that bottom lock nut off, look, and that's made the brake pipe release its tension. So now the brake pipe is off. So now all I need to do is to just spin that. The other thing with these is they're quite a long thread on the Flexi. And then there's a washer. You can see it there, look, it's coming now. Right, there's the nut off. There's the washer, and there's the pipe. So I'm going to leave the mold grips on just to stop that from dripping while I disconnect from the top. We are in. So we've just had it cleaned down with some brake cleaner. So we've got our two Flexis on that side and two Flexis on this side, and we are ready for bleeding out now, I think. Right, we've topped the reservoir up under the bonnet and got the back wheels off, and we're cracking off these. Just check these bleed nipples come slack, which they have. So the next stage now is to start the engine, let it build up pressure, and then we'll do a bleed. Right, so yeah, we need to prop the brake pedal, which we've done. So there you can see the brake pedal is propped on. Right, the brake pressure light's gone off. So I'm now going to crack the nipple. So we're going to let the fair bit of fluid out, and then we'll lock it off, and we'll top the tank up again, because we want to get rid of some of this nasty old fluid. Okay, stop up the tank. Right, pipe in there. I just want to see if we got rid of the air, and then we'll do the other side. Is there any air coming up? No. Not really. See how fast it comes out. Right. You'll see now, look, that brake's on. Because the brake pedal's propped,
right,
and that's locked, which is a good sign. Right, we've done 2 bleeds on this side, and that's how much fluid we've got out so far. You can see it's a bit dark, as if it's probably that's the newer stuff higher up. So I'm going to top the reservoir up again, and then we'll bleed the other side. But what you'll notice when you tighten the pipe up is the brake will be locked, which is a good sign, because obviously the pedal's propped, we've bled it, and now the brake's working. Right, I've topped it up again, so now I'm going to go around the other side. You've got to keep topping up in between, otherwise you could risk the reservoir going down too low and dragging air in. So we're going to do the other side now. Hopefully we can get some nasty fluid out of there. Driver's side now. There we go, we're coming out. Bit of that horrible manky fluid that's been in there for God knows how long. I'm not getting a huge amount of air, which is good. Just the beep, did you see that beep there in the car? Yeah. That was saying low fluid. That's when the float drops. Clever stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've locked it off because I heard the beep in the car that for low fluid. So I'm just going to top it up and then we'll let some more out. Right, I've just topped the fluid up, so I'm going to do a second bleed on this brake. Get some more fluid through. The reason the engine has to be running is the pumps, the pressure pumps are driven off the engine, you see. So they allow the fluid pressure to build up. Right, I think what we're going to do now, I'll top it up again. I think we're going to do one more bleed back on that side, one more bleed back on this side, and then we'll see what we're looking like. Right, we've done 3 bleeds each side and we're getting what looks like clean fluid now, so we're just going to check the flexis are not leaking. We've still got the brake pedal propped, so we've got some pressure in the system. We're going to have a quick look at the pipes now. Doesn't look like there's any problems on that side, does there?
Nope.
We'll look at the other. Looks pretty good. Just look how good condition them metal brake pipes are, and they're like brand new. They've got like a wax oil on them, can you see? And it's made our life a lot easier because they've all just unscrewed. No problem. Happy days. Same on this side, look how good the pipes are. Yeah, looking good, aren't they? Well, there we are, we're all done. We've got the wheels back on, torqued up, we're all topped up under the bonnet. Everything's looking good. So all we've got left to do now is drive it back home. Well guys, I'm not going to lie, it was a bit of a mission that to get those pipes changed. It took us about 3.5 hours in total to do all four and bleed it out. I also did spend another 20 minutes adjusting the handbrake as well on the back, because that was, now that the brake pads have bedded in, I wanted to adjust the handbrake. So yeah, about 3.5 hours in total. It was just a little bit fiddly getting into the into those unions, and then obviously you've got to be careful when you're bleeding it out as well, that you don't run out of fluid in the reservoirs and things like that. So, but yeah, we're all done, and we'll get the car back home and make sure everything is still okay. I'll recheck the levels on the reservoirs and then we'll go from there. Right, we've got back from the garage. We're back outside the house. I'm just having one last look at the levels on the reservoir and make sure nothing's moved. So like I said at the start of the video, I do have other videos where you can see me putting a special tool in these ports here and here to top these reservoirs up, and basically they have a sight glass which you can see there where the little green float comes up, and what you do is you fill it up until that green float gets to this black line here. The reason why there's wires coming out of the top of here, these are actual little sensors, and if the fluid level drops, it puts a warning light on the dashboard to say low mineral fluid. So yeah, I'm happy there. Okay, the levels haven't moved, so we'll get the cover put back on. Yeah, so you get like a cover for this, so we'll have this fitted back on, and then we know the job's sorted. The cover's all screwed back down now, so I think to finish this video off, what I'm going to do is show you the old pipes, and we'll just have a talk about what the issue is with not changing them for a very long time. So here we are then, these are the pipes that we fitted. So this is a Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit 3, and the correct rear hoses are GMF 1324X from IntroCar, and as you saw on the video, really good quality. So let's have a look at these old pipes then that I've taken off. So these are original. These have been on since the car was new. And what an MOT tester, look at all the wax oil. What an MOT tester looks for in the UK when they're testing for safety, they look for any cracks in the rubber. So you can see that there's hardly, well, there isn't any cracking, that's just wax oil. So there's no cracking in any of the rubber on the outside, because that would have been an MOT failure. And the other thing that they look for is corrosion on the ferrules or on the ends of the pipes. So you can see on this one that I've got in my hand here, well in fact all of them, considering these are 31-year-old, I don't know who the original supplier was for Rolls-Royce, but these are in incredible condition for their age. So, you know, it didn't fail its MOT, because as far as an MOT tester's concerned, it looks like cracking that, but it's not, it's the wax oil that. As far as an MOT tester's concerned, these are fine. But the reason why it's important to change these on a Rolls-Royce every 6 years, I think it is, or it might be 10 years, I can't remember. But basically, hang on, is that? No, it's wax oil. I thought that was cracking there, but isn't it? It's wax oil again. But yeah, the reason why these should be changed as part of the hydraulic service, on a Rolls-Royce is because they can, because of the LHM fluid can start to soften the inside of the pipe where the fluid goes through, and in extreme situations the pipe can become blocked. The rubber basically closes in on itself on the inside, and then the fluid is trapped and you can get problems with the brakes sticking on, etc. So peace of mind, change these out. And obviously the other thing for my car was bleeding through some nice fresh fluid, because I think the fluid had been there for years and years and years. So we've got some nice fresh fluid now in those back calipers, and we've got rid of the dirty fluid. So what I thought I would do, I'm just going to cut one of these in half so we can have a look at the inside diameter. I'll try and do this without cutting my fingers. So it might just be interesting to show you the orifice or the diameter of the pipe on the inside. It's nearly that. There we are, look. So you can see they're actually braided. They're actually constructed with a like a cord through the middle, and you can see there where so that's the pipe, the actual diameter of the pipe that the fluid flows through. And like I say, there's a chance that the internal diameter can eventually start to close up where we get fluid restrictions. So yeah, I can just about make out some markings on there, but no, I don't know who made these for Rolls-Royce, but whoever it was did a fantastic job. There you go. Oh, and the last thing, the reason why they've got a green band on is to try and warn mechanics that may be working on the car in the when they get underneath and have a look if they're going to bleed the brakes. This is to try and remind them that it's a special fluid, that it's LHM. That's why it's got the green band on. Because if you put normal brake fluid in a Rolls-Royce that's running on LHM, it will destroy the whole hydraulic system, and you'll be looking at thousands of pounds to change all the pipes, all the caliper seals, drain out the tanks, etc. It would be an absolute nightmare if you put the wrong fluid in. So that's something to keep in the memory banks. What's left to do now is to throw this lot in the bin. Well, there we go then. I've got all the Flexi hoses now replaced on the Rolls-Royce. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. It really does help the YouTube algorithm, helps me to continue to grow the channel. And also have a look around the playlist for the Rolls-Royce or some of the other vehicles that we've been working on Life on Cars. And give us a thumbs up, share as well. That also helps me with the channel and with the algorithms. And thanks very much again to Peter, Duncan and Paul for sending me through this amazing selection of number plates. I really appreciate it. If anybody else has got any plates that you fancy sending me through from various places around the world, just get in touch. paullifeoncars@gmail.com, and I would be really grateful to receive more of these to join the Wall of Fame. So listen, all I've got left to say is take care, drive safely, and I'll see you next time with something else on Life on Cars. Take care now. Bye bye.